Hello everyone, I'm back and I've got the front end mocked up, so let me show you what I've got. I went ahead and shot a quick coat of rattlecan spray paint just so it would all be the same color, so it would be easier to see what was going on here. So this is the shape I decided to do the front fender section in. I know it looks like there's a halo around that, but it's just because of where the sun is. That's the reflection of the light. The Fender Flare is just a rough scrap one that I had sitting around. That's going to have to be redone, but again, by making it all the same color, it kind of helped me get an idea of what this thing's going to look like when it's finished. And so I've tacked this Fender Flare on this side. Part of that fender's missing. It's right there. I'll put it on once I figure out how to align it. Right there is where the smooth contoured surface was, so I could see what it looked like. It looked okay, but I really liked the other side better, so I went ahead and went with it. I had to make a decision quickly. So this side over here, the body shop, when they removed the front end off of my C2 to C8, they destroyed this bottom section right there. So I've not only got to fill in that hole, I've got to rebuild that missing part right there. So part of the reason I rushed to do this is my goal is today's Friday, the end of the day Friday, and I want to have this mock-up to them Monday. Drop it off and say, hey, here's what I want. I've got to get this nailed down because so far when I left it to them to do something like that, if I just brought it to them like it was over here with this open section, I have no clue what I would have ended up with. And so far I have not been happy with anything that they've done on their own. I think they've taken away a lot of my design that I had, but that's water under the bridge. So anyway, going forward, I'm trying to eliminate any way that they can possibly screw up. So by already having this part defined, the fender's completely done. So they may have to move the Fender Flare forwards or backwards based on the wheel opening. I don't know exactly where it goes because the car's not here, but the original fender, there we are. I have a rough idea. Instead of cutting all of it off, they cut it at this line. So it should have had the entire wheel opening there so I could tell where the wheel opening is. As it is, it has a rough edge on the front and nothing on the back. And if I come over here to the other side, they cut it completely different here, and I only have like the first third of the wheel opening, so who knows. So anyway, I made it to where the fender flares are just screwed in place and they can be moved forwards or backwards a little bit. So the idea is get the front end done, actually get both fenders done. They already have an entire nose. This is only a partial of the nose. So this is the bottom part. The top part's around here somewhere. I think I moved it in the back. So I left this like this so that I could get the spacing for everything. And then, so I'm going to take them, both fenders, both front fenders and the fender flares tacked on, ideally Monday. So I need to get this done. Anyway, and then I'll just say, hey, here's the fenders, you've got the nose, you've got the Grand Sport hood, make it all fit. So the idea is I've got to get them going on this thing. I need the car in a month and a half, and I just don't see them getting there without me doing something like this. So what I found out is everybody spends a lot of time thinking about what they want. So I don't. I just slap it all together, and then I look at it, and then I decide whether I like it or not. And if I don't like it, you've seen, I've got lots of scrap around here, but it's faster for me to slap something together, even if I make some scrap, see what it looks like, and go, do I like it or not? So that's what I did here, was I filled in that area as best as I thought I could. Then I wanted to paint it because I'm not real good at seeing shapes if they're not glossy. And so once I put the gloss on there, I said, yep, sure enough. And the challenge is this area has a lot of different angles meeting. If you look at it, there's this part, this is gonna be hard to do. This part right through here is one shape, then there's this indent right here, and then there's a curve right here from the original body, and then there's the part here where it starts flaring back out. So all of these shapes had to meet somewhere, and I needed to know what they were going to look like when they finally met. So that's what I've got. And like I said, I'm happy with this. You know, obviously it needs smoothing, a little more touch up, but this whole fender is not perfect. There's a spot right there where I had to tape up a hole that was drilled, and I didn't bother smoothing those out. There's something on the surface there. Anyway, and of course I have the holes where I have to drill and bolt things together. But the general shape is there. I can see what it's going to look like when it's finished, and I'm very pleased with the results. Finish this up, clean it up, smooth it out, put a good coat of paint on it, and it'll be ready to go. All right, so like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know jack. Bye.